Hey nerds, how's it going? So, Pam Tremble coming to you from stationarynerd.com, and Pounce, she's just hanging out back there. I have some cool stuff to show you today, and I just wanted to hop on here and say hi and tell you a little bit about what's going on with my bullet journal. If you've been watching me on social media, you have seen that there's been a change in my system, and it's about time that I get on here on video and give you a quick little walkthrough and try to explain why. I actually don't know why I made the switch, or what it actually means to me for my everyday carry. So, as many of you have seen, I do have a hardcover bullet journal that I have been carrying around with me. This is in a gallon leather cover, so regular traditional bound journal. And now I have switched to a traveler's notebook in an A5 size. No, sorry, A6 size. Still kind of tracking the same stuff, but doing it in a different way. But why don't we take a look? I'm gonna switch you down to the overhead view and we'll pick it up there. See you in a minute. I have switched from my traditional hardbound bullet journal that I've been using. This is actually my second book. In fact, the last video that I just put up was a walkthrough of my old journal and into my new journal and how I set all of that up. And then all of a sudden something happened and I bought a traveler's notebook. And not just any traveler's notebook, but a little one. Look at the size difference here. It's kind of amazing to me that I am in a A6 traveler's notebook, but I kind of fell in love with this, and suddenly I'm using it. So I just want to give you a quick flip through and let you know that I am switching into a traveler's notebook, but I'm still using the same basic system that I always have in my bullet journal. So there's a couple of things that I still haven't figured out how to switch over. In particular, my reading list, which I still keep flipping back to my list so that I can figure out what my next book is going to be. In fact, I just started a new book last night, and I'm making pretty good headway. I think there's a couple of things on here that I need to cross off, but I have to figure out how to get all of this into this. So that's one thing I have to figure out. And then the other thing I need to do is get this spread in there as well, because I do actually refer to this my 2018 word of the year, my phrase of the year, and so I want to make sure that I have this in my new system as well. So those are two big things that I have to figure out how to get out of here and into the other. There's also some research that I've been doing on a new car, because I think my old one's about to die any day now, so I've been referring back to that as well. So it still sits out on my desk, and I still open it and refer to it. In fact, my weight chart is in the back here, and I have been still putting my weight in there every week. So it still sits on my desk. I'm not completely moved out of it yet, but it's still here, and I refer to it. However, my everyday carry is now this. This is a Speckled Fawns Kodiak. It's very rustic. I'm sure if you can see how beautiful that is. And on the inside there's one large pocket, a couple of papers in there. In the back there's two smaller pockets and then a large pocket in the back. I've been trying this trick, you guys. Sometimes when you put things in a leather pocket, you have the problem of the leather kind of discoloring the paper. So this is just a name tag or a name badge holder that I had left over from a conference that I attended, and I just stuck some of my Stationery Nerd stickers in there and just sealed it up, and then I put it back here. If you want one of these stickers, like there's a couple of different varieties. Let's see if I can focus that for you. If you're interested in one of those, just shoot me a message and I will put them in the mail for you and get you some happy mail. So credit card, it's actually not a credit card. This is a gift card. I love it because it's got bacon on it. It's just a gift card. But I use this to cut washi tape. And then this is my little stencil that you already know about. I'm having problems figuring out where the lens is. So anyway, this is just my habit tracker stencil, and I just keep that in the back. So it's nice to have the pockets and also the thickness of the leather. In fact, there's 3 layers of leather here along the edge, and it's super nice to have such a thick thing. And then the pocket on the front, love this rustic edge, just a paper clip here. And then I keep in here, this is my ideas book. James Alturcher, if you're not familiar, I'll link to his article below about how you should write down 10 ideas every day for your entire life, and you just start to become an idea machine. And so when you need to come up with new ideas, you either have a repository of ones that you can pull from, or you just are so practiced at coming up with ideas that it's not a big deal to find a new one. So anyway, I just keep that right here in the front pocket. It fits good. It's not the same size. This is a passport size, and this is an A5 size. So I could actually put it in a band in here, but I choose not to, just because it's nice to pull it out and use it without having it be inside the notebook. Inside I have this first section. I just have my Pilot High Tech that I love so much. This is a vinyl pocket that I got from 1407 Planners, and I'll link to them below. I love that you can fit things inside the pocket. Of course, I had to bring the giraffe with me, and I just added some decorative scrapbooky type stuff. Inside this pocket I have a fairly fat little notebook, which is the Midori MD A6 in a grid, and I'm using it to do practicing of my hand lettering and penmanship. And because this paper is so awesome, I've also been doing some watercolor and kind of collaging, and also using my Tim Holtz distress inks. Some of these I like more than the others, but it's helping me to be more conscious of my handwriting, adding some Zen doodles, and then also working on some hand lettering techniques. I don't necessarily need to be a beautiful artist. I mean, it's nice to be beautiful, but I don't need to be an artist that makes super awesome artwork. This is just a lovely Dove chocolate piece that I got. You probably recognize this. I totally spelled apologetically wrong. This is just a traced drawing that I did. So just kind of practicing with distress inks and lettering and watercolor and doodling. So lots of room left in here. That's what that first section is. I like to keep that with me. And then this next section, and let me just flip through these books. These started out as just plain craft cover books. These are by North Books, and I'll link to them below. And then I just covered them, took some scrapbook paper, some Tim Holtz die cuts, and this is just printed from my printer for my daily plan, and then just kind of tried to make them all look like they go together. So these are all total crafty, scrapbooky kind of thing. Some distress inks on there as well. And then added these little tabs along the top. One for bullet journaling, one for Stationery Nerd, and one for just general ideas and collection pages. And then this first section here, this first book insert here is just my everyday So added a printed calendar. Started this on April 22nd. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I totally have spray paint all over my hand. So sorry about that, just in case you're wondering. No, I'm not like dying of some fungus or whatever. It's just spray paint. So my same daily page, just one page per day, split into 4 sections. Everyday life stuff, stuff for Trumbull Creative Services, which is my graphic design business, stuff for Stationery Nerd, and then just a little tiny note section at the bottom to write a little word or a sentence or two about the day, and then my daily habit tracker along the bottom. And then here's May. Did a little bit of watercolor, not such great paper, so it didn't really turn out all that wonderful, but it was fun to play. I've been adding little pieces of washi tape and stickers along the way just to add a little bit of fun and color. But as I said, this is just my normal layout. And here's yesterday, super productive day. Here's today, still haven't crossed anything off. And then suddenly I realized that, oops, I accidentally made 2 Sundays and also 2 Mondays. So just covered that with scrapbook paper, and then did some Monday, so got ready for the rest of the week. I have put myself on a television ban, so as I have good days where I don't watch any TV, I'm just marking myself off. So no TV yesterday. And so that's it. I made a few extra days and set through the rest of the week. And then Stationery Nerd is really, I have a regular business book that I keep in an ARC disc-bound journal, and that's where all the important tracking and whatnot goes. But this is really just more of an on-the-go as I have ideas. I'm just jotting things down in here, doing quick little task lists, that type of thing. So kind of more of a idea jotting type of place rather than a formal collections and process and the official book. And then ideas, this is just really where I keep almost like collections. So I did some camera research. I just purchased a new camera, so I did all that in there. Not a whole lot in this section yet. I've only been in this journal for a few weeks, so not a whole lot of stuff going on. But I kind of love it, you guys. It's so chunky, and the leather is completely yummy. It's got a nice spine on there, and the elastic on here is extra thick. So I love that because I always, usually, and whenever I'm in a traveler's notebook, I take the elastic off and add an extra wide one. And then having that pen loop there just keeps everything together. It just fits perfectly in my hand. It feels good. I love it. So yeah, I'm kind of immersing myself back into the traveler's notebook community. I was in a traveler's notebook for a few years, and then I think I figured out that it was around 2015 or 16 when I switched out of a traveler's notebook and into a bound system. And so it's been a while since I've been in a leather journal, and it just feels like I have come home. It feels so good. So anyway, hit me up with questions if you have anything that you'd like to know about my system, about where I got it, about the inserts, or anything that I do to keep track of my daily life. And looking forward to talking to you again soon. If you haven't already, please subscribe and share the video with a friend. And let me know if there's anything special that you'd like me to talk about or cover in one of these future videos. So thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.